My boys, something potentially huge is on the way for the Dragon Ball community. Now, take this video with a grain of salt. Do not believe everything as 100% fact. I even put out a tweet saying I will not 100% believe in this web anime until it's revealed. But it would be huge for Xenoverse and other Dragon Ball games, because the web anime Dragon Ball Magic has been going around on Twitter today. If you've been on Twitter at all in any way, shape, or form, Instagram, anything like that, you've probably seen something in regards to this web anime. And what does a web anime mean for the Dragon Ball gaming community? It means brand new content, my boys. And what are we waiting on right now in Xenoverse 2? Brand new content at the same time. So maybe this is exactly what Dimps and Bandai have been waiting for in terms of revealing the next DLC. Maybe that's why, like I said before, we haven't seen anything yet up until this point in time, which is very rare for it to go this long in between DLC gaps without any news in regards to the next. But again, maybe it is all due to this web anime right here. Now again, take things with a grain of salt, but we do have a lot of the big sources of Dragon Ball news putting information out. First and foremost, we're gonna take a look at this in a second. From the homie DBS Chronicles on Instagram, he kind of goes into some things that are, I guess, will be going on in the web anime, some like teasers or hints about stuff about it, information, all things like that. Then we got the homie Geekdom putting this tweet out saying, most of you already know this because I announced it last night on the channel. Today at 4 p.m. I'm going to dish it all out on the web anime. What it is, who's involved, the story, and more exclusive tidbits, right? But then we also got the homie DBS Hype, who did repost Geekdom's tweet as well. So again, a lot of big names in the Dragon Ball community are basically saying that this is going to be real. Like, this is going to happen at New York Comic Con. But again, until I see it with these two things right here, these circular eyes, or with oval eyes, I will not believe it myself, because, well, it's just been so long since we've actually had anything. But I do have a lot of hype involved at the same time. Like, I'm very, very excited, but I'm not going to put 100% stock until it actually is revealed officially. Now, the homie Chronicles did put this on Instagram, like I said, giving out some information, all things like that, right? He says the Dragon Ball special panel has been announced, New York Comic Con, all things like that, and it's promised to deliver a mysterious teaser. Has got the entire fandom crazy, because, well, it has. We had leaks of a web anime in production, so could this be it then? But first of all, what is this web anime? Well, I got many exclusive details for you. Now let me say this. The last time the man Chronicles put out exclusive details in regards to something was the superhero movie. And everything that he said about that movie actually ended up being true in the movie. And he was putting stuff out days before the movie actually released. So again, in that regard, he was 100% accurate. Now, have there been some maybe things here and there that, you know, may not have been the best leaks or put out there? Maybe, but at the same time, he does have that history with the Dragon Ball superhero movie where my man's was literally accurate on everything that he said. So let's see what he has to say right here in terms of exclusive details. No hints, no mysteries this time, just the truth. Set before the end of Z. Before the end of Z. Keep that in mind. Dragon Ball Magic basically explores Goku and Shin's? Who's Shin? Shin is, okay, I didn't know that was his name in Japan, probably. But adventure to defeat the demon who turned them into kids. So this is kind of like a GT thing again? But now the Supreme Kai of Time is also going to be a kid as well? If true, that is fairly interesting. By jumping from one planet to another in order to reverse the magic. But they won't be alone. 2 new characters will join them in their quest. Now, I don't know if these are just shadows of characters, you know, that are meant to be, like, you know, misleading in a sense. Like, he's not showing who the actual characters are going to be. But this is that man, Zahaha. I don't even know what his name is, to be honest, from Dragon Ball Legends. It's been so long since I played. But he is that other character that is exclusive to the game, besides Shallot, right? And then you also have the man's Tapion over here. Now, obviously, Tapion isn't necessarily a new character to Dragon Ball, but maybe if this web anime is canon, then he would be considered a new character because the movies aren't canon to the actual storyline. So maybe that would make sense if that was actually the case and these two were the two new characters that joined them in their quest. But let's keep going. Directed by Ayako, I don't know how to say her name. Characters designed by Katsuyoshi Nakatasuro. Keep going. And animated by some of the finest animators in the industry, like Shintani. Shintani obviously is the one who worked on the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and that movie's animation was fire. Kubota Takahashi. Who else? The series will showcase the perfect blend of the 90s, okay, I like that, nostalgia and modern animation. You'll witness the magic of 2D animation with occasional 3D scenes, reminiscent of other Toei shows, streaming exclusively on Crunchyroll in most parts of the world. So basically, if you don't got Crunchyroll, you're going to want to get it right now. Or, no, wait till it's actually revealed. Remember, don't put 100% stock in this until it is revealed. The web anime is said to have about 14 to 15 episodes. This is where things get a little bit weird in my opinion, with each lasting up to 30 to 40 minutes. Now, again, this is why I say it gets a little bit weird. Usually you don't see that in anime where, you know, episodes last 30 to 40 minutes. Usually episodes are around, like, especially if you're watching it on a streaming site without any commercials or anything like that, it's about 20 minutes or so, 21 minutes and that's including the intro and outro of the episode. So for it to be 30 to 40 minutes long, 8 episode, that would be kind of crazy. And again, it's one of the most odd things, I guess you could say, that the Homie Chronicles does say in regards to this web anime right here, because it's not necessarily something, again, that you really see in anime episodes. Usually, again, they are about 20 minutes long when you are including the outro and intro. But let's keep going and see what else he has to say. Eyeing release date in the first half of 2024. So Dragon Ball fans, it's finally time to get excited for something animated after such a long time. Don't forget to follow me. Tuck puts out his socials right there if you are not following the man. It'll all be linked down below in the description. Be sure to show him some love, right? But again, this would be huge for the Dragon Ball games and of course Xenoverse 2. And again, this could explain why we are in such a drought right now when it comes to Xenoverse 2 reveals, content, all things along those lines, because maybe Bandai and Dimps is waiting for this to at least be revealed until they start giving us some news in regards to the next DLC. Now, I don't know, I don't really be using Instagram. I don't think you can go backwards. You can't like fast forward or anything like that, right? That kind of sucks. But there was one thing that he said towards the end, talking about it being set to release in the first half of 2024, that would have me a little bit concerned if DLC 17 is about this web anime right here, because that means I would assume we would not get this DLC until the anime actually releases itself. And if that is the case, then we may not get a DLC on Xenoverse 2 till like May, April, June, March. We don't know what part of the first half of 2024 this web anime will come out, but all those months are included in the first half of 2024. So it is very well possible that if DLC 17 is about this, or is supposed to be about this web anime, we may have a whole year gap between DLC 16 and DLC 17, which really would suck for a game that is this old. When a game is this old and still getting content and wants to still stay alive, it needs content more than just one DLC pack a year. It needs at least 2 DLC packs a year, which it was on pace with, and that's what we've been getting for the last couple years, right? But again, right now, if DLC 17 is about this, we may not see a DLC pack until sometime between January and June when it comes to DLC 17. So overall, man, let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Do you think, first and foremost, that this is real? Do you think that the web anime is going to be a thing? Secondly, if it is a thing, do you think that DLC 17 and Dimps are waiting for this to be revealed before we get any news in regards to that next upcoming DLC? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And like I said, remember to take things with a grain of salt until you see it with these things right here, these ovals. Do not believe it for 100%, but it is looking good right now for this Dragon Ball web anime and just the future of Dragon Ball games at the same time. Because like I said, new web anime, new anime content equals new content for the games. Not only Xenoverse 2, but also Dokkan, Legends, Fighters. I don't know if Kakarot would ever get involved with this. That would be fairly interesting if they did, but that is another possibility at the same time. So again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Until next time, man, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope you have a good one. Hey, y'all.